All of you, hope you guys are great. And we got an amazing response on our ChatGTP project we have built for a Web3. And this is the complete project. It's a 5 hour long, and many of you have watched this. I'm going to attach this demo so you can simply follow that. In this video, I'm going to talk about the model we have used. So earlier, we used this particular model, this text device V3, but right now it's depreciated in Jan. So we have to do a little bit modification in our code base to use ChatGPT 3, and we're going to use this particular model. Some of you have figured out this, but some of you have got stuck. So that's why I'm making this video to let you know that how you can do the configuration. So this is what I'm going to do. I have already done the configuration. So let me show you how to do that. So I'll click on this Axe ChatGPT and I want to use it. So you can go with content, code generator, timestamp, social media, email, personal, all of things you can go with. But I will go with anything. And here I can simply ask a letter. So I'm going to click and hit enter. It's going to write me the entire letter for my office name. So you can see soon I will get the response and this number will go up. And we have built the memberships feature as well. So I'm going to attach the complete video so you can simply follow that. But I'm going to show you that what are the changes you have to do in the server file, because right now we have to use the latest model. So this is the letter. So everything is working fine. Again, I want you to come and have a look. Like, we have built all of this. User can simply take the memberships. You can come back to the home page. Here you can able to find all this beautiful landing page we have built. You can create the membership. So everything's looking fine to me and our application is working. You can click on the login and you can go to the login page and you can do the sign up, login, come back to the home page, and you can go back here. You can go back to the settings. Here you can update all your profiles. So that's all I have covered extensively, and I'm going to attach the intro part where I have explained everything. Now let's talk about the code base. That what are the changes you have to do? It's just a one line of change you have to do. So you can see this is the application is working fine and I have already updated the code. So this is the old code we have written. So like if I take you to the server file, this is what exactly you will have if you will follow the entire code, the tutorial. So I would encourage you to come and follow this. Once you follow this entire project, this is the entire code you will have, and you have to come back to the server file. If you come back to the server file, you will notice that this is all the configuration we have done in the project, all the configuration. So you don't need to do any changes. All you have to do is to change this particular model name. So right now, this particular model we used, but instead of that we have to use this model. So all you have to do is to change the model name, and you have to also upgrade the OpenAI version. So if I show you the package.json file, in this we have used this particular version, but we have to use the upgraded version because in that we have a special function which we're going to utilize it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply cut that. I'm going to simply close that one. I'm going to open this one. So in this, I have provided the updated code for all of you guys. So when you will download this final code, in that you will have, and you can simply do this modification in your old code base. It will work absolutely fine. So come back here in the server file. Make sure you have to delete this node module and you have to install this particular version. So earlier we use this three, but now you have to use this 4.26.0. So this particular version you have to use from OpenAI. So once you change this one, now you have to come back to your server file, and here we have written the entire piece of code. So this is my key. Again, I have explained in the project that how you can get it. So make sure you have to get your own key and you have to check the limit, that whether you have the limit or not, what the credit they are offering for the free account. But this is my paid one because I have used. So I have, for this particular video, I have to take a small plan and I got my key, and that's why I'm explaining. So don't need to do any changes. All you have to do is to replace your key. Now you have to come back here, and this is the exact thing we have here. All I have done, I have changed the model name. So I'm using ChatGPT 3.5 Turbo Instruct. You have to simply remove this particular model, and here you have to do the changes. So here we have open, and this particular method is only available in the latest version of OpenAI package, not in the old one. So if I simply just do this, so I've not lost this page, and if I come back to my server file, you will find that here we are using the different method create, but in this we are using this completion.create. So these are the changes you have to do. Again, here you have to simply do this change, and if I take you up here, this is fine, this is fine. Again, pause the video and make this replacement in your server file, because all the replacement you have to make in the server file. So these are the packages we're installing. This is the config file. Here you have to provide your API key. There is a change here as well. So if I take you back to the server file here, you will notice that here we have used different method. We have used this new configuration, but in the updated version of OpenAI, we're not going to do that kind of configuration. So we all have to do is to use this OpenAI model, and we have to pass our private key, and that's the only thing you have to do. You don't need to do this configuration, then you have to create the configuration object and then you have to pass. Don't need to do that. This particular package makes things so simple. Don't change this one. Then this is our express, and here we have our OpenAI get method. So I have changed this one to get, like in this we have used on the main directory, means our domain. So for making the difference, I just created this get. Now once you're done with that, this is the chat where we're going to make the post requests. So it will send us the response from the OpenAI and we can display in our front end. So this is the chat I have called. Make sure you have to keep it exactly as it is. This is the change you have to do here. You have to change the model name, and this is fine. And same thing, we are sending the response back. So this time we have to make this change called response.choice. We have to get the text. If you come back here we have following the different model. So we have this data, choice, and text. So we have to get it from here, not from data. And that's what we have done here. So this is the second change you have to do, and this is fine. And this time I'm running my server on 4000. So make sure to do all of these changes in the code base and you are ready to utilize this particular application. So once you're done with that, I'm going to simply close all of this. Now what I will do is, so we have done with the changes in the server file, and I believe that you know that what are the changes you have to do in the server file. So once you're done with the changes in the server file, now you have to go back to the front end. So we have to go into the public, because in that we have our script. So this is a script we have coded in the project. You don't need to do anything in here. This is absolutely fine. This is fine. This is also good. And this is fine. Don't need to do any changes. Like we are getting the information, and when we are calling the reset, all you have to do is to simply call this particular endpoint. In this we are sending the post request, and it's going to give us the like messages which we'll get from the ChatGPT, and that's what we have defined in our server file. Like that's what we have defined in our server file. So if I come back here, you can see that's what we have here, chat, and that's what we have defined. So this is the few changes you have to make. Like this is the changes you have to make, and everything is working fine. That's the only thing. Now I'm going to start the application. So first let me close this one, and I'm going to run this particular one. So open up your terminal. I'm already running my, so let me show you from beginning. I'm going to simply close this one, and close this. Open up your terminal. Now we are on the main directory. Once you will download the final source code, you will have these two folders. So first you have to get into this particular one. I will simply copy this one, and let's call this cd, paste here. So I'm into this particular directory. Now I have to split my terminal, and I'm going to start my server file. So I'm going to start the server. So make sure to start the server first. So I'll say npm run server server, because that's what we have called here, server, and hit enter. It will start the server. Okay, something's wrong, and I know what I have done. So simply clear my terminal. Now I have to get into the server folder. So I'm into this main directory. I have to get into the server folder. As a cd server, I'm into the server folder. Now I can start the server, and here our server is running on localhost 4000. I'm going to come here and I'm going to save it, and will reload my server, because we are using nodemon, and I believe that you guys know what is nodemon, what is node, because whenever you do any changes and save your application, it's going to restart your server. And this one is very important when you are into the development, but when you will go in production, you have to change this to node. So our server is running fine. Now we have to run our front end. So I'll come back here and I can simply start my front end. I'll say npm run dev, and here our application got started. And I can simply come back here. I can go to this, and if I reload the page, you can see our application is running fine. I can come back here and I can create the membership, which I have already explained in detail that how you can do it. So make sure to watch this video where I have explained every single setup you have to do. So come back here. Now I can go back to the XGTP, And this time I want to say that write an article on YouTube. Hit enter and it's going to write the article for me on YouTube. So just wait, it's going to write it, and here it is. And you can see the input field is gone, because right now I cannot use it because my free trial is over and I have to take the membership which we are selling on this. So here it's writing the article for me, you can see, and finally it's written the article for me. Got it? Now I can simply come back here. So our application is working absolutely fine. There is no changes we need to do. So I make sure to install this particular version of OpenAI in your server file, and you have to do the changes which I have explained. And one more thing I want to tell you, that in this particular project we are using hard hat. So I'm using hard hat and this particular solidity version. So if you have the latest version of Node, so let me show you what I mean by that. If I open this one, if I type Node, and if I come back to the Node applications, no matter which one you are using, you are a Windows user or a Mac user, if you have the 20 Node, so Hardhat will not work, because right now Hardhat is not compatible with Node 20 or Node 90. It's compatible with this specific version. So I'll simply close this one, and I'm going to simply clear my terminal, and I'm going to bring it up, and I have to check my node version. So let me get into main directory. So I'm into the main directory. So the very first thing you have to do when you start building this particular project, this one, first you have to check your node version, and you have to make sure you have to have the same node version which I have. So simply type node node dash v. You have to use this particular node version if you want to use Hardhat in your project. Or if you don't want to use Hardhat, you can definitely skip that. Make sure to create the contract folder. In that you have to write the entire contract which we have written in the project, like entire smart contract. And you can use any test network for deploying your contract. So you can use a remix id, you can deploy your contract to Polygon, and you can get the API from there. And then you can simply create a file like this, and in that you have to simply paste the API of your contract. There is multiple way which you can use to create your API. So once you paste your API here, then you have to simply provide your address of the contract which you have deployed. So if you have deployed to the Polygon, come back here, and here you have to provide the address of your contract. So in this particular project, we are doing testing on the local host because we are using Hardhat. But in case if you don't want to downgrade your node version to this and if you have the 20, but it would be better, I would suggest you to use this particular node version in your system and then build this particular project, and everything would be working fine. So make sure to check your node version, because this one is only compatible with Hardhat. So now you have to also check the npm version. Type npm-v, and this is the version I'm using for npm. So this two version is very important if you want to use the Hardhat in your project. Then you can simply start working on the project. So again, I would suggest you to come and watch this particular project. That will teach you every single thing which you have to know to build this application. That's the setups you have to do to execute this, and this is the small update you have to do in your code base to use the latest module of OpenAI, and you can use it very easily. So there is no problem in that. In case you get the final source code, so you can come back here to the blockchain coder. Here you will find all the courses we have built. So go to the source code section, and here you will find the setup video for this OpenAI ChatGPT project we have built. So once you get the final source code, come back here in the code section and simply scroll all the way down, and here we have this ChatGPT, and here I have attached this particular video. So make sure to follow this exact video. In that I have done all the setups which you need to done to run this particular application. But before you do the testing, make sure you have to use the exact version, and you have to follow the exact step which I have explained in this video, so the application would be working absolutely fine. So I believe that now you have got an idea that how you can execute this application, what are the changes you need to done if you have coded this entire project. And the final code is already is given to all of you guys. So you can simply come here, you can download the starter file, you can download the final code if you wish. So make sure to download the starter file and start following this particular project. You will learn every single thing, that how you can create this Web3 chat models on the decentralized space, and you can create memberships and make money. So this one is really great project. I want you to include in your project. So that's the only thing from my end, and I have released this particular course. This will teach you every single thing which you have to know about the blockchain development and what are the technology you have to master. So come here and check this out. That would be great. So make sure to come and follow this entire project. This is really great one. You will understand different logic model we have designed. So that's all you will find here. So with that, I'm ending this video. Hope you guys have got an idea that what are the changes you need to be done in the code base to make it compatible with the latest version of OpenAI and the latest version of Node and the latest version of chat model. So that's the only thing for now. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.